And now, aviation weather around Alaska.
Wednesday mornings, flying weather graphic showing some IFR here, St. Lawrence Island up to the, about into the Bering Strait, and some more here along the southwest coast. Otherwise, marginal VFR for the Bering Sea and the Aleutians, portions of the Alaska Peninsula, and areas of marginal VFR here, Kuskokwim Valley into south central Alaska. Copper River Basin VFR, marginal VFR up over the northern interior, and the southeast coast VFR. Good conditions hold. Nice day tomorrow, flying-wise, for the southeast coast, both wind and turbulence-wise, or both, wind, turbulence, and VFR-wise here. Otherwise, interior, pretty good VFR as well, north of the Alaska Range, but some VFR also here, down into the Susitna Valley, northern Cook Inlet, IFR, western Prince William Sound, south coast of the Kenai Peninsula, southwest mountains here, and a little bit of IFR out over the northern Bering Sea, mostly either side of St. Lawrence Island. VFR for the North Slope and Arctic Coast, eastern Aleutians, and Alaska Peninsula. Then for the Thursday morning time frame, we've got IFR here for the northern Bering Sea up into the Strait and along the south coast of the Seward Peninsula, also over Bristol Bay, along the western Alaska Range, and still IFR, southern Kenai Peninsula, south coast there into Prince William Sound, and a little bit of IFR trying to push up into the Alaska Peninsula, otherwise marginal for the Bering Sea and the Aleutians, and marginal VFR right up to the coast of the Panhandle, otherwise the inside waters looking pretty good. And for Thursday afternoon, VFR, much of interior Alaska, especially all the way up to the Arctic coast, North Slope. VFR holds here over the Panhandle. IFR still hanging in over the western or the east side of the Kenai Peninsula there, mostly along the coast. IFR Kodiak Island, Alaska Peninsula, on up across the southeast Bering Sea, also into Togiak Bay, up into the Auckland and Kilbrook Mountain areas. Otherwise, some VFR for the Aleutians. And the Brooks Range looks a little marginal tomorrow, especially for Anatuvik and Atigan Pass. Lake Clark and Merrill, marginal VFR in the forecast as well for both those passes. Rainy, same thing, marginal VFR. Windy, pretty marginal. Isabel, a marginal day there. But Mintasta holding VFR. Tanita, optimistically, will be VFR. And Portage, marginal VFR, possible IFR on the eastern entrance. Chilkoot and White, VFR. Freezing levels here, south of the area at the surface off the southeast coast, right across Kodiak Island, up into the central Bering Sea. And for the icing, we've got some considerable moderate rime icing here in the Gulf of Alaska, otherwise just isolated moderate up into the North Gulf Coast there and over the western and central Copper River Basin. And then isolated moderate here also along the southwest coast, St. Lawrence Island into the Bering Strait. Jet stream, winds cutting just to the south of Kodiak Island, about 150 knots there, otherwise pretty light over the remainder of the forecast area. And at 9,000 feet, low here out over the Bering Sea, 55 knot southwest winds turn southerly at about 40 to 45 knots here over the eastern Bering Sea and the Yukon-Kuskokwim Delta area, lighter to the east, light for the Panhandle. And for 3,000 feet, west-southwest winds here, 50 to 55 knots there over the southern Bering Sea, on up in toward the southwest coast, south-southeast at about 45 knots. They're blowing across western Norton Sound into the Strait. Light winds under high pressure here over the northern eastern interior areas, as well as the southeast coast. Turbulence, look for considerable moderate turbulence here over the western interior areas, also the Alaska Peninsula, eastern Aleutians, and right around St. Lawrence Island.